8. Okay. Let me do this. Hold on. It didn't work. Hold on, guys, because I'm trying to get this thing to work correctly. Because yesterday I got all the way there and this did not work. So I don't know if it's the cable or if it's something to do with the actual charging port. Hold on. Nope. Okay, so it's the port. Okie dokie. Well, that's good to know. At least now I know ahead of time. We'll still plug in just in case, but... Alright, let's do this, because... there's not a cloud in the sky today, and it's going to be painfully, like, blinding. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Gotta put the sunshade in. Because it's about to be super sunny. Alright, so made myself some horchata this morning. I'm not sure I don't think I like this one. Like, you guys, this one's, yeah. Because that stuff settles all on the bottom. It's supposed to be cinnamon and stuff, but it tastes more like a graham cracker. Anyway. Let us get out of here. Let us? I look like a hot mess, but you guys, it is my Friday. I am definitely tired. Oh, mirror. Gotta be able to see out the back. But we were supposed to get some rain last night. Some, supposedly. Did not happen. A big old monsoon came through Phoenix. And then was supposed to be headed over our area. We had all this severe thunderstorm warnings. You guys saw how black the sky was yesterday. Black sky, clouds just thick as thieves. It was just crazy. And I get to work and I get the shop open, and about 11:30 the sun starts peeking out. What's it say? That's actually funny. Okay, I won't be reading any more comments from them. I'm now exiting the driveway. But yeah, Jeff, that snake was a big boy. I kept calling him little guy when I was screaming. It wasn't a little guy. He's a 4-foot long snake. That's a pretty big snake. But he was a little boop noodle. He was okay. It was definitely not a danger noodle. It was just a poop noodle. Oh, the burrows are here. They're on one of the two sides. But what do you want to call it? I forgot what I was saying. So, no, the storm. So by 11:30, the sun starts peeking out, and I'm like, what the heck? And I look outside, and the storm is still out there. Yeah, he wasn't poisonous. Hi, Cara. So I go out the shop, and I turn and I look, and it's still kind of hanging out over the top of the mountains along the skirts. Because, like, if you look at where we live, we have mountains all the way around us. We're like in a valley. And so there's just the storm is like all along the, I don't know what you want to call it. When I looked out, it was to my left. I don't freaking know what direction to call that. North, going north, because what, Vegas is north of us, so north is headed north. I'm like, what the heck? And all the way around along the mountains, the mountaintops, is this black as night sky. But right over the top of the valley, right over the top of where I work, towards Bullet City, towards my valley, all that stuff, just blue, open blue sky, not a stitch of cloud in the center. Just this massive storm all the way around us. But just this opening. We're like sitting in the middle of this opening. I'm like, are you kidding? And then the whole day goes by. It's sunny out. It's beautiful. The weather's gorgeous because the storm's all the way around us. You can smell the rain in the air. But not a drop hit where we were. So I was like, well, man, that's a bummer. I was really hoping we were going to get rain. One, we could really use... Oh, excuse me. We could really use the rain up this way. We didn't get a stitch of it. So a little disappointing. Just a little disappointing. Yeah, I was gonna say Elsa hit out that way by Florida and whatnot. But for us, like, monsoon was supposed to come. Like, we always, I'm not even kidding, without a doubt, and I've even filmed the monsoons on our channel when we lost power for, I think it was like 3 days, when we had no electricity to our house. Excuse you much. Do your job. That means you're supposed to stick. We had like 3 days without power, but that was, monsoons always start like end of March, usually right around like the last week of March, and come all the way through April and May. And I mean, they are nasty. They usually hit with a vengeance. We get torrential rain, but it's like that's our time where we're gonna get some rain. Like we look forward to it. We didn't get a drop of rain so far this year. Like, I think I got some sprinkles that one day we were driving, and I was talking to you guys, and I was like, oh my god, I think we're gonna get rain. And it got like a couple drops, and I was like, what happened? What happened? It just was just a few drops. Not even enough to wet my windshield. So I was disappointed. So monsoon has missed us this year. Like, it came through, the big monsoon storm that just happened came through Phoenix, and just, I mean, it dumped everything onto Phoenix. Like, they got, like I was saying yesterday, quarter size and ping pong sized hail, just drenching it. And now today, perfectly clear blue skies. Oh, we got a couple of little bitty wispy clouds over here, like those little airy looking ones that, not really a cloud, but they're not the empty blue sky in that spot. That fire is still burning, which is why we needed the rain. Would have been nice to have some rain, but did not get any rain. Gosh, that smoke is thick coming from that direction. But right now, I'm looking at the guy, like all along here, people have like wind generators. So the wind turbine pieces, and seeing as those pieces are just sitting out here, they're not even spinning, tells you just how steel the sky is right now. Just good thing right now. It's a really good thing right now, because here's the thing. When the winds pick up, it makes a really bad situation for firefighters and fire in general. So let's hope that the wind stays down so they can get that fire out. They got like a whole section of, what is that? Lake Havasu blocked off. Like, you can't go into the one area of Lake Havasu because they're using that area to pick up water to put out the fire. Sorry if I'm not reading your guys' things, but I do really enjoy sitting back and chatting with you guys when I'm driving because it gives me something to keep me occupied. But I also wanted to ask you guys, now I already know like there's going to be that group that's like, yes, please, we want to hear everything, we want you to share. And then there's going to be the people that are like, say absolutely nothing, or say, no, you should probably not share that, yada, yada, yada. Because there are people that are still very old school who believe like talking about certain topics are cliche and should be kept personal and to yourself and your family until, you know, until things are completed, so to speak. But for us, what I want to talk about is when and if, because right now it's really in the air, when Sarah decides, when she decides. And like I said, this is just right now not a good time for her. She's really going through it, guys, with depression and stuff like that. She's seeking help, like she's got help and whatnot, but it's not easy going through what she's going through. When she decides that she wants to try again, do you guys want to be a part of that process? Like, do you guys want to be in the know? Do you guys want to be like Sarah has started the journey again? Do you guys want to be a part of it from the start? Like when she find out, do you want us to share that, you know, as soon as she knows that you would know? Or do you want to, like, do you guys want us to just one day spring it on you? You know, hey, Sarah's, you know, got a little one coming, and, you know, here's the, you know, this is the month she's going to be expecting. Like, do you want us to do something like that? Like, kind of just make it a surprise? Or, like, because right now, like, Sarah doesn't really come on camera and stuff. So, in all honesty, we could, like, just keep it from you all the way till the day that a little one arrives, and then all of a sudden show up in a video showing little Edie feet or something, you know? Sarah has no intentions, by the way, just to let you guys know ahead of time, so that you can make your choice or let your opinion be known before we even, like, let me give you all the information. When she does have a little person, and when she's ready to share that information, she will not be posting any pictures, like facial pictures of her baby online. We actually have done different little shoots with her dolls to see how things would work out, and we made this cute little thing that goes on like the end of a stick, like a popsicle stick, and it's like a little, because Sarah's favorite flower is sunflowers, and so it's a little sunflower, and you literally, in the pictures, when you're taking pictures, you hold that up like over the camera and place it in place of the baby's face. And here's why you do it with an object in person. So what is up with this sticky cup? So in person, when you're taking pictures, because here's the difference. When you take a picture with an object in the picture blocking someone's face or blocking an item, you can't remove that said item to reveal the face underneath. But if you take a picture with your baby's face in it, or a person's face in it, or a license plate or whatever, but then you go in and edit the picture and place something over said picture, there is software out there that people use that removes the item that you placed or that you edited into the picture. So then they can take that off and reveal what's underneath the actual, what the actual photo is of. And that, to me, like, we discussed it and stuff, and we were like, we'll make the item, because there was another lady that does foster care, and she shares her foster care stories as a foster mom and the things that she does as a foster mom. And one of the things she does do when she takes photographs, because she has her own kids and she wants to be able to share her biologicals online. That's her choice as a parent, but usually has her foster kids in the photos. So what she does is the older foster kids will hold their own little thing over their face and they'll take the picture. And then with like the younger ones, the BBs, she places an item into the frame to cover the face. And I think that that is brilliant. And she explained that was because she had a moment where somebody had taken one of her photos that she had edited and had removed the edited portions, and didn't do it in a vindictive way. They did it in a way to show her that you're not protecting their anonymity by covering them through editing. If you want to cover their faces, this is what I would suggest. And then that person gave her the tools. They were doing it to show her and prove to her that, hey, your editing is not protecting them, because it is so easy. They can actually reveal what's underneath the photo. So if anybody out there is ever curious to want to know about things or whatever, and you want to not reveal something, put something to block said item in the photo, in the actual photo. A real object to block the object you want to block. Like you'll see people like on Facebook and stuff, they'll put an ad out with like a vehicle, and then they put their thumb up in the photo to cover the license plate. That's a smart thing to do. That's what you want to see people do, because that cannot be removed from the photo. You can't reveal what's behind it through editing. But there you go. There's a little bit of learned information for you guys today. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Like I said, because I can't really read it right now while I'm driving. But let me know in the comments, you guys, your opinions on that. Like, do you guys want to be involved? Right now with Sarah's depression and the things she's been going through, and a lot of the, I'm never going to get over, and I'll never figure out why people feel the need to be so absolutely horribly mean to someone who is going through something so traumatic. I mean, these people say things online to her that is just, it blows my mind. Like, would you ever want someone to talk to one of your loved ones that way? I just don't get it. Like, if you were the one going through something like that, if you lost a family member, or you lost a child or a loved one, even a best friend, just somebody that was just wholeheartedly ingrained in your life, and you lost that person, how long would it take you to get over them? I want to know. Like, I want to know, how does the standard time it would take you as the rule and evil, how long did it take you when you lost that loved one to get over them, to forget about them, to no longer remember the things that they were a part of? I want to know how long you give yourself and how long is acceptable in your book. Because if you can do that, if you can forget about someone who was an ingrained part of your life, and in a good way, then I feel very sorry for you. You as a human, something wrong if you can just let go of someone that way and just forget about them. Like, I can understand if it was like, you know, someone that, you know, wasn't involved with you, right? That was a part of your life but wasn't really a part of it. Like, you knew who they were, but you didn't really know them. You know, like they weren't really an integral, important part that stood out, that made you go, man, I'm gonna miss that person. I can understand not really holding a fondle or a really disconnect in your body and soul and mind for them. But if they're part of every day, and they're there, and you had aspirations, you had plans, you had dreams, you had all these things thought out, you could see your entire future laid out with the ideas you had together. I've seen cousins and siblings who have had connections so deep that they could see, like, the way they were going to get married, and how they were going to plan their weddings, and who was going to stand where, and how many kids they wanted to have. And, you know, the kids that their kids would be cousins would play together, or their cousins who would be be, second cousins who would play together. All these dreams and aspirations and things that you see for yourself and your family and your loved ones, and then one of those loved ones gets ripped from your life. How long did it take you to get over them? I want to know. Because that is what Sarah is going through right now. Right now, in this moment, Sarah should be 4 weeks away from delivering Penelope. Like, from this Sunday, she would have had just over 4 weeks left till delivery. And I try to understand, like, for her, in her mind, Penelope should still be growing. She should still be in there. She should be feeling her kick right now. She should be feeling all the movements and the Braxton Hicks and getting ready for labor. She should be preparing her hospital bag and finishing up the nursery. Like, those are the things that are in Sarah's mind. That's what she talks to me about. Those are all the things that she thinks about right now. All the little details that she should be involved in right now. And she's helping her friend, her best friend, who is due in 8 weeks. They got pregnant a month apart from each other. Her best friend is having a baby girl. And for Sarah, she wants to be there for her best friend, but she says it hurts her heart so much. Because when they both found out they were pregnant, they talked about all the amazing fun things they were going to do together with their kids, and that they both explained, like, the way they saw things happening for their future with their babies. Like, these two are best friends, and they were both so excited. And here Sarah wants to be still that support system and that best friend to her best friend. But it hurts so much seeing her best friend's belly grow, feeling the baby kicking, watching the baby kicking. For Sarah, it's like she's in awe of her best friend, but also so heartbroken at the same time that she's not sharing these moments together. And so I wish people could understand what that does to you mentally, to have your body and your brain going through two very conflicting things. Yeah, she does. Sarah's best friend is amazing. She actually had stopped coming by the house, and Sarah was like, what the heck's going on? Like, why is she not coming here? And she messaged Sarah and let Sarah know she was trying to give Sarah some space, because she felt that Sarah seeing her and, like, her getting up being like, oh gosh, I gotta pee, the baby's kicking my bladder. She would jump up and have to run to pee, or she'd be like, she'd get really, like, this massive wave of nausea, and Sarah knew what it was caused by. So she felt like, she said every time she would have something happen, or they would be talking, Sarah would watch her belly, and she said she could just see the pain in Sarah's face, and she felt that maybe her being around Sarah and her pregnancy being so obvious at this point, I mean, she's literally 8 weeks away, she's 7 months pregnant. She felt that maybe her pregnancy was too painful for Sarah to be around, and she felt that she needed to give Sarah space. And Sarah's like, yes, it is painful. It's very painful. But it's more painful not having my best friend around while I'm going through the grieving process. It's painful not having my best friend around to talk about the things we still want to do, though, because she's like, because I still want to be there, and I still want to hold that little girl, and I still want to, see those big beautiful eyes when she comes into the world. Like, she still wants to be a part of that, and that's important, because her best friend is still her best friend. And it's with this spot doesn't. But yeah, so there's a lot of, like, back and forth. So she's going through it right now. Her best friend did finally, she's been trying to get their own house for the past few months, and she finally got the call the other day, and she got yours, and she's so excited. So she's got everything. Like, She picked out all her nursery items, her crib, everything. They haven't set any of it up yet because they were trying to get into a house. They have been living with their roommate, who they definitely don't want to be there when the baby is born. So that's why when they got pregnant, they were trying to find their own place. Like they wanted to buy their own place, not be renting and being roommates with somebody. So the roommates have been trying. The crazy part was the roommate, because they knew that they were leaving, they were buying their own place, so they opened up the house to like set it up to get another roommate in this big house. So they found a roommate, but Sarah's best friend and her other half hadn't moved out yet. They still hadn't found a house yet. Really, dude? Ugh, gross. Gross. That really should be illegal. That's so gross. You guys, this guy is driving around in a blue truck with American flags on it. And on that back window, it has a white supremacist symbol. A white supremacy symbol. And it's underneath it, and it has, a hangman, like the hangman from like the Hangman game, and it says useless fuckers. That's disgusting. I don't even know how he could be driving around like that. Like, you can't even have a license plate that has anything derogatory on it. So how can this person be driving their truck around with that all over the back window of their truck? Like, that is just blatantly disgusting. I don't understand that. Just, ew. Sorry that I have to do that. Blow into my drink before I can drink it. All the cinnamon and it tastes like a freaking graham cracker, guys. It does not taste like horchata. It tastes like a graham cracker. All this stuff settles right at the bottom of the cup, like grainy, chunky stuff. So when you go to drink it, all that grainy stuff is like gets stuck in your throat. Like cinnamon in a drink gets stuck in your throat. But anywho, guys, so let me know if you guys want to be a part of that process. And that's also going to depend on Sarah too, because she may decide she doesn't want to share it because of all the hate and the horrible stuff people have said so far. She may decide she's not sharing it at all with anybody, and that is absolutely her choice. I would never push her past that. I would actually support her wholeheartedly, because her pregnancy should be stress-free. She shouldn't have to see anything nasty. She should be able to enjoy, when she does decide to try again, be able to enjoy the experience. It's going to already be hard enough being terrified that your body isn't going to carry the next one either. So that process is already terrifying. So I don't want her to be under any stress or any of those things by outside sources that can be helped. The other thing, since I went on that tangent, the other thing is I have an appointment. I have an appointment tomorrow to go look at 2 houses. One of them, the one, if I can get them to, the people that own it now, to convert it to all electric. So that means change out the oven and stove, the hot water tank, and the furnace. Get the furnace out and add the extra part to the already what do you call it, central air. Add the heating element for the central air conditioning so that it can become a central heater. If they can do that and it stays still in my price range, because I have a line. Can't go past it. Absolutely can't go past it. Now, if you're smart, you always lowball a little bit, because they're going to eventually try to talk you up a little, right? And you want that wiggle space. So, it never fails. She sent me 3 houses listing. I'm trying to make sure it's 100. One of them was only 20,000 over, but still outside of the bracket, right? So I was like, okay, you're not hearing me, lady. Then make payments of, like, right? Because there's going to be a car payment when you go to a car lot. When you're going to a dealership to get a vehicle, you're going to pay a leasing. So they do the same crap to you, where they try to talk you up and wiggle you into like $20 extra a month or $50 extra a month over what you really can afford. Don't do that to yourself. My pops knows my exact number. Like, he knows exactly what my loan approval is for. And he has gone out and he has friends and stuff like that that know areas out here. This is like where I'm at right now. This area out here is kind of right where we're going to be looking, where we're going to be out here tomorrow, looking at these houses. It gets me closer to work, but doesn't take. All right. So he's been finding me all kinds of awesome listings. Like a skirt put on the bottom, everything hooked up, kind of thing. I don't even know if you guys can hear me or see me or what. Yeah. So mobile homes are ones that can be pulled out of the space that they're in. All you have to do is take the skirting off and disconnect the plumbing, right? Whereas manufactured homes are pre-built in a place. They're brought to the property in 2 halves. Then they're put on the property. You put a foundation down. You set it down on the foundation, and then you seal the house together. That's a manufactured home. So if everybody's I hate this phone service, you guys. No idea how much I hate this phone. I don't even know if you can hear me when these things glitch out. I have no idea, because I've never had. And stick homes are on solid foundations, whereas mobile homes are not. But with a VA home loan, you can get the loan approved on a manufactured home, as long as the manufactured home is already in a pre-existing space. Like, so if it's already in spot, right? It's already in place. It can be inspected. It can be, like, everything can be pre-approved for, like, everything's hooked up correctly, nothing's broken, yada yada yada. You cannot be pre-approved for if it's not even on a property yet. So if you say you're going to go to a manufactured dealer and you want to look at their manufactured homes and layout plans and all that, because it's not in place yet, which means it's not guaranteed to make it to that place. So they don't want to fund it without it already being like, yes, it's already in place, it's ready to go. Because once you pay for something that's like at the manufacturing lot, then they got to put it on trailers. Then they got to move it, right? They got to travel it to wherever it's going. Then they got to get it on its foundation without breaking anything. And that's not always possible. So the VA will not approve a loan for something that isn't a guaranteed, like it's in great condition, it's in working condition, here's what's happening. They want it already in place, already guaranteed that everything is hooked up correctly, the inspection. It's really iffy about mobile homes. They're really kumbaya. I don't have a thing to wipe that off with. I can't reach that. I'm too friggin' short. Let's use this. See if I can. There we go. See if I can slightly see the screen a little bit better. Like I said, kumbaya. The signal is really rough today. But mobile homes depreciate in value as they age. Manufactured homes, they don't gain as much value as like a stick house, but they don't depreciate too quickly. Like they do depreciate in value over a certain amount of time, but like they're not like a manufactured home. Manufactured homes are manufactured. Mobile homes are kind of like a car. When it leaves the lot, it loses its value the minute it exits the lot. Mobile homes, same way. It's kind of like a RV. Once they leave the lot, they start to depreciate in value. Manufactured homes, you've got a little bit of wiggle room with them. You got some time with them, because once you purchase them and you get them in place, they're pretty much a house. They're a solid house. I mean, they've got insulation, they've got some drywalling on the inside, like everything is there. Like you have to fix up, you have to seal the drywall seams and all that kind of stuff. So it is technically a house. It's just not a wood structure house. And you can stucco, by the way, you can stucco your manufactured homes. Now, if you do that, if you stucco a manufactured home, get it all stuccoed so that it is a more solid home, you actually improve its value. So there are things you can do to a manufactured home to actually improve the value of it. It won't be a lot like a regular stick house would be, but a manufactured home does. But you can. So one of the properties I am looking at tomorrow is a manufactured, but it is so beautifully done. Like they redid the whole inside of it, like all of it's like original stuff that was in it. The way it was set up, they redid the whole thing. Like they redid all of it, and it's beautifully done. And it has these gorgeous wood beam ceilings. Like they've got these ceilings that have these massive wood beams in it. And I don't know, but for me, that's just, there's a look to that. It's gorgeous. I can see decorating it during the holidays. Like, oh, it's like crisp and clean and open. Like I love that. I love that feel and the beauty of it. So I'm really hoping that we can look into the electric conversion. If we can't, and it has to stay gas, I can't do it, guys. I can't have gas in my home. Like I'm already on pins and needles all the time about where we're at now because of the propane. I am not a fan of living and dealing with gas involvement at all. I'm not even kidding. It's terrifying. There's a trauma that I dealt with fire twice in my life. One being a car fire. Two being when we lived in Oklahoma and we had a massive gas leak in our attic. And I kept calling and reporting it to the gas company, kept calling and reporting it to our landlords, and nobody listened until it caught fire. And when they investigated the fire, because they did get the fire out, we had at that point shut the gas off to the house. Because I knew what was happening. But because, even though I had shut the line off to the house, right, I had went out and actually closed out the gas line from the external point. But I knew there was a gas leak, which which means that it's past, like, even if you shut it off, the leak is because there's a break somewhere. And it had leaked and caused a fire. Now, fire got put out. We did not damage too much of the property, thank goodness, because like I had said, the leak was, we could smell it in the attic, and the fire caught outside in the piping outside that led to the attic. So that we knew that the break was in that hose. Anyway, could have died, could have lost our lives, because that fire could have started late in the night when we were not awake. My kids at the time were 6 and 9, and scared the ever-living hell out of me as a parent when the fire happened. But the landlord and them, because of the damage done to the property, but we had to move. We couldn't stay in the property. There was too much damage. Like I said, so it wasn't a shit ton of damage that they couldn't repair their property, but it was enough damage that we couldn't live in it because it was the middle of the winter, and you needed heating, and they couldn't turn on any heating for us, so we couldn't have that. So we had to, and this is Oklahoma, so winters were very cold and iced over. The landlord refused to reimburse us because of their failure, even though there was multiple letters between us, them, the gas company, and them, and the letter that I sent to the gas company that got sent from me to the gas company to the landlord to repair said line after the fire. They refused to come out and repair the line. When they refused to repair the line, the house was condemned by the city for it being dangerous. And we were forced to have to move. Like, we didn't really have a choice. I was staying with a friend at the time because we had no heating in our house. So finally we just packed everything up and we came back down here. This was while I was still right at the end of my what I call inactive reserve service, because after you get out of the service with your, like, my extended contract, because I had an extended contract, I had like inactive reserve time that had to be done. So you stay close to your final duty station, like your last duty station is the one that will call you in if need be. So when you go active again, they would call you there. So that's why we were in Oklahoma. So I did my inactive reserve time at Tinker. You just go in and you do your report-ins, let them know you're still alive when they call for you, just to make sure you know you're good to go. But yeah, so I don't want gas. If that explains it. It's traumatizing to go through all of that. He exited the freeway to get back on the freeway. Big Rig, are you all right? Hey, dude, whatever. It's gonna pop loose again. But yeah, so I don't know if you guys want to be a part of those things, or if you're okay if we don't include you in those things until said things are like moving along, so to speak. Excuse me. Like, because some people like to be just like, wait until things have been like accomplished. Like, some people like to talk about things as they're unfolding, right? Like, you see people go through, holy cow, what did I inhale? I feel like I just like inhaled a bunch of dust in my throat. I can feel it. It's tingling. But anyway, so some people like to be a part of and watch things unfold, right? They like to share things as they unfold. So you see it from like the start to the finished process, like kind of like how Ellie and Jared did the whole building of their house the first time, and then now this time with this house that they're building in Lower Utah and Southern Utah. The new house is mind-blowingly, to me, confusing as all heck. The layout of it's got me all confused, but whatever, that's their prerogative. But some people would rather you get through the what if parts, or is it gonna work parts, or the if we do this, this could happen part, because that does happen a lot when you're doing big changes or big attempts at things in life. Like the whole process of some people when they go to get pregnant, right? Let's say they're doing infertility treatments, or they're doing like IVF, stuff like that, and they share that process. It can feel like it takes forever to hear the good, exciting news when it comes that it worked. So, seeing as the process that Sarah has chosen to go through, which is at-home insemination, which is where she gets the sample, she pays for her donation, she gets the donation, she brings it home, goes through the whole process, does the transfer at home with her cycle, cycle days, counting days, checking her LH surges, stuff like that. Doing the transfer. There's a whole process to it, by the way, guys. Does the transfer, and then pretty much have to kind of like, it's like you do the transfer and then you can't really go and do anything for like 6 hours. Just got to kind of just stay in bed for 6 hours. And then after that's done, then you wait a certain number of days and you take a test to see if there's any change or if there's any introduction of HCG. Usually they tell you to wait until your missed period, which is like pretty close to like 13, 14 days. You can find out pretty close to about 10 days after transfer. So there's a whole process to the whole thing. So if you guys decide to be a part of the whole process, we can be like, chit chat with you guys and be like, hey, guess what? Today's going to be day of transfer, yada, yada, yada. We can, like, right now we're kind of, Sarah wants to, like, when she starts again, like when she's ready to go for it again, she wants to film the process for herself, so that if this works this time, she can share that process with the little human, the little rainbow, to let them see that they were so wanted, and the work and the hard times that went before this little one to be put in, you know what I mean? When that time comes. So she wants to film the process, she wants to film the whole thing, right? The whole process. So letting her hold the reins on that, as she's done so far the last couple. The last one with Oakley, she just didn't want to discuss it, she didn't want to talk about it, she didn't want to film anything. She didn't even film like when she took her test. She just took the test to see if it worked. She was like, in her mind, it wasn't going to work. She was super already sad because she didn't have Penelope anymore. So for her, it's very, very different the second time from the first time. So first time we were excited, we shared with you guys, and she was so happy to share with you guys that there was going to be a little human. Why is this rig going like 2 miles an hour down the I-40? Hey, big boy, you're one of the trucks for the construction crew. Get your booty up there. Everybody else already up there. What you doing? It's one of the big construction crew trucks. Like he's really just hanging back. is hauling butt. What are you doing, dude? Relax. Ain't nothing that important that you gotta fly through the construction. Wow. It's clear blue skies and can't get a signal on our phone. But yeah, so like I said, we shared everything with Penelope. Like we shared when Sarah was thinking about trying to have a baby. We shared when she found out she was going to have the baby. We shared all this stuff. I ended up privating those videos, by the way. So if anybody's wondering about that, those videos have been privated due to the really horrible comments that were left on those videos. I don't understand how people can do that to somebody who is going through what Sarah has been going through. And then we've got people, when Sarah decided to try again with Oakley, like personal people. We didn't share that online. We didn't share it until after. But we had people that were part of online that were like, didn't you just lose your baby? Why would you be trying again? Okay, she lost Penelope in January. She didn't even try again until April. 4 months later, the doctor gave her the all clear to try again. Now, when you lose a baby, you don't wait years to try again. You want to have a little human, and when your body doesn't stay pregnant, you give it a go again. When the doctor says everything looks good, everything looks ready to try it once more, let's do this. You do the same thing with IVF. When it doesn't work the first time around, or you know you've got embryos, because IVF, they're already ready. The babies are already embryos. This zone right here. Like you can see the cell towers. So how is it that T-Mobile, supposedly #1 in the nation, I doubt that, can't get a signal through the I-40? They do the whole process, right? You know they're little viable embryos. They transfer it, and they don't implant, so you don't get pregnant. So your body loses the baby, or babies, because a lot of people transfer multiple. That's the same thing that happens internally in your body, right? So, you know, sperm meet eggs, egg fertilizes in the fallopian tube, travels down, it's multiplying, it's becoming a zygote, it's becoming all these things. It becomes a little embryonic set of cells, and then it implants into the uterus, usually right around the time you should be having your period. So within a 12-day period, fertilization and if it doesn't, but it would have been a baby. It was multiplying cells, it just didn't attach. So you'll try again, right? So you can try again. People do the same thing when they're conceiving that way. So when you do it through an at-home artificial insemination, it's the same process. So even if the baby starts to grow, Esther, the doctor's going to tell you, we're going to take blood work, we're going to look at everything, we're going to work with everything, and when your blood work comes back at all proper levels, we'll try again. So that's how it works, trying to have a baby. Does it mean it's not painful? No, it's freaking excruciatingly, heartbreakingly painful every time a transfer or a early miscarriage happens. It is devastating because you want something so badly, and every single time it just keeps getting taken away. It is devastating to have that happen. So I just find it, like, that's why we stopped sharing it, and we pulled those videos down. We didn't pull them down. What I did is private them. They're still there for us to view. Like, I can watch it, Sarah can watch it, family can watch it that has my access code, but nobody else is allowed to watch it, because those moments were so special for us. The moments of listening to Penelope's heartbeat. We thought, we so thought at first that it was twins. Like, we really did. We did up to Sarah more than anything else. But I honestly, it comes down to her alone. What way we look at it, what way we do things. Jiminies, I really wish they would fix this road. Dude, you can just like back right off. What the heck? Get a grip of yourself. But yeah, so it'll be up to her above everything else. And by the way, I will read your guys' comments. I have seen some stuff come by, but I can't, like, I can see it out of my peripheral, but I can't sit and read it. As you guys know, I'm driving, so I don't really pay attention to that much. Sometimes I don't even realize that I've lost signal until I look over slightly and see the little cloud on the screen. But, yeah, so I figure chit-chat with you guys for a minute. Let you guys know, like, the whole process. Like, what kind of things are going on in the background of what we're doing. Like, I work a lot, guys. I work a lot. And I drive a lot, as you can tell. But today is my Friday. I'm getting water today. Water day. Water day. I'm supposed to be getting water today. I really hope we're getting water today. I'm supposed to be getting the water today. Because I need water for the humidor. I'm down to, like, I think I got like 12 cases left. So you never want to get that close to running out of water for the humidor. Not cool. So we shall see. I'm going to stock it today with water. Stock the humidor today. Because I think Dave's going to be back tomorrow. I don't know. I don't even know if we still have him on the payroll. I don't know what's going on. I have to call my pops and find out. But it's my Friday either way. So either my pops is working the shop tomorrow or Dave's working the shop tomorrow. As of yesterday, he was released back onto work duty. He hasn't brought in any extra letters to say that he can't, so I don't. So we shall see. But I'll get the humidor stocked up. We already changed. Like, the worst part is we already had the company come out and do a change in our alarm set time. And if Dave isn't coming back, we have to call them and pay the amount of money again for them to come out and reset the function to a lower time. We only set it up as high as we did so that he can get in and out with his wheelchair. But he doesn't even need to do that. He can get in and out of the shop with his prosthetic. And like coming in at the start of the day and leaving at the end of the day. And like using his prosthetic leg to get in, unlock the store, bring his chair in, and use his chair while in the store. And then prosthetic leg it to close up shop and whatnot. So I don't know why I didn't even like think to have him do that. I was like sitting at home when all the stuff went down, and I was thinking to myself, if I was in his position, how would I have done things? But he's a very prideful guy, like super prideful. And his mom told him, because he does live with his mom told him, you are too old to act like a prideful man. Like, if you knew it was hurting, you should have taken your chair to work. Like, it's that simple. If you knew you were in a position where, hey, I might possibly put myself in a position where I'm not going to be able to get to work, then you should have not been so prideful. Take your chair. It's what it's there for. When we hired him, we knew he had a wheelchair, and we adjusted the cabinetry by just enough. Like, we had to move them just enough so that everything was exactly even on either side of the aisles, so that he could get through behind the counter and in front of the counter. Because before before we had it to where it was just pushed back on one side, so that where we were, where the employee is, can walk back and forth through there, but you didn't really need like a wheelchair space. So you had like a nice gap in the front area between the cases. But we moved it so that it was even on both sides, so that his wheelchair could get through on all 4 aisles. And it works perfect. So like we had him come in his chair, test out that he can move around in there, that he can swivel and pivot, all those things, and he could. So went through all that trouble to readjust the entire look of the store, and then like I really, really hope that he's coming back to work. I will never understand this right here. There's not a single car in sight coming this way. And if I start rolling backwards, I'm going to get mad. Because there isn't any cars coming, guys. Come on. I'm gonna roll. Please don't get too close behind me. Sorry, guys. I know that sounds obnoxious, but I'm gonna roll backwards on this big exit if I don't keep pushing my car. Oh my God, Rig, you don't have anybody in front of you, honey. Go. There's no cars at all. Keep rolling, big boy. I don't know why they do that right there. That whole section right there. I can understand if you need to come to a stop right there if there was other cars coming and you needed to kind of like wait a second, but there's nothing there. So keep rolling. It's a steep off-ramp. It's not a downgraded off-ramp. It's a steep off-ramp that goes up. So you're getting off the freeway, but you're traveling straight up. And if you come to a flat stop, especially in what I'm driving, you're not going to climb forward. Like, if you come to a complete stop on that hill, you pretty much have to get back to the bottom of the hill and give it a go again to get rolling up the hill, especially at that grade. The weight of the car keeps pulling you backwards. So the whole time I'm trying to fight coming forward and my car is pulling backwards because we're on that hill. It's the only bad part about driving a manual. When you're that heavy, you gotta keep your momentum when you're climbing a hill. Anywho. Oh, there we go. Sorry, that was Pops calling. He's letting me know he's bringing the water. He's actually just leaving, like, where he's at, picking it all up. So, yay, water today. So, we'll have the water at the shop today. Good stuff. But you guys are fantastic. It makes my heart happy to know that there's still a few of you, I think like 12 of you that I do know, come into these streams, hang out in these streams. It kind of fluctuates between you guys, who's here, who's not. You guys are fantastic. Those of you that are here. I have no idea what he wrote right there. What was that? I don't know. But yeah, you guys are fantastic, and I thank you guys for always like really like being super supportive. So even if Sarah, I shouldn't say we, because it's not my decision. Even if Sarah chooses not to share this process and like whatnot, just knowing that we have people that support her either way is amazing. And her doctor is absolutely awesome. Like, absolutely extremely great with her. So he's just, he did like all her blood work and everything, and this time around after she lost Oakley, he did several days of blood work. So it wasn't just like when she lost him, like she did before she lost Oakley, because he wanted to confirm the pregnancy, and then the several blood tests after blood work and stuff like that after he looked at her first set of numbers, he wasn't very confident in them. Then the next set of numbers, and he knew for a fact that the next set of numbers were very bad news. And then after she lost Oakley,